So, what's up, guys? How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing amazing. So, if you're just coming, if you are returning subscriber, thank you so much for always supporting me. Thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. And if you are a new subscriber, if you're just meeting this video, kindly welcome, and feel free to make this channel your a go-to place when you feel like you're so low and you just need some words, or maybe you just need a story. Maybe there's something you're going through and you need a story that maybe will comfort your soul. So kindly click that subscribe button and keep watching my videos, because today I have a story. Yeah, guys, so for those who don't know me, my name is UC. This channel, I just want to dedicate it to those people who are maybe going through some low moment, or maybe you've gone through a situation and you're wondering maybe it's you alone. But one thing you need to know is that so many people have gone through a story, and some have come out strongly. But of course, if you go through something, it's make you even stronger. So today, I just want to share a story, an episode in my life that I don't think I'll ever forget. And I just want to share with you people out there. Yeah. So this is the day that I almost died. Guys, I almost died in my house living alone. So I just want to tell this story because I know people go through a story out here, and sometimes you just need someone just to let you know that these things happens. They happen and you're going to go out of it strongly. Yeah. So my story starts like this. For every human, once you finish a certain stage, there's always the urge to move to the next stage. So for me, when I finished my Form 4, I really needed to go to university or college, to further my education. I really needed that. But I knew that my parents are not in a position to take me to that level. My parents were not in a position to give me that education that I needed. So I had to go and hustle. I had to go to Nairobi. So I came to Nairobi, and that's when I started hustling. So after my Form 4, I came to Nairobi, and when I got to Nairobi, that was my first time. I had never been to Nairobi, guys. I had never been to Nairobi. So after Form 4, I had some savings, and the little savings I had the thought of just coming to Nairobi, the land of milk and honey, and I came to Nairobi hoping for the best. Yeah, so when I came to Nairobi, I landed at my brother's place. He was he was working. He had a house, so that's where I came. So when I came, my bro took me to a computer college. So when you're done with Form 4, the first thought that comes in mind is a short course. And for me, I went for a computer college. That is the course that my bro offered to pay for me. So I went to the computer college, and then after that, I got my first job. So I got my first job, and it was paying me 6,000 thereabout. So I did that. That was in 2013. 2013 thereabout. So I went to computer college, and then I did my computer college. When I was done, I got a job as a computer instructor in the same college, actually. So that moment I was earning about 6,000. Yeah, so that is what I was earning at the moment. So I did that, and then that job ended. It ended, and then in 2014 I got another job, still with the same management, but it was in a different place. So I got that job. I got a job as a computer instructor in a school. So I was working in a school. So all through that, the thought of going to college still was haunting me. The thought of going to college was just here. It never left me. So it kept haunting me that I need to further my education. So when I got that job as a computer instructor now in a school, at this time now I'm earning 10,000. That is a bit higher. At this time I'm earning 10,000. So so with the 10,000, I remember in 2014, yes, in 2014, I went for a driving. So I went for a driving school. I enrolled at Rocky Driving School. So I went for a driving school, and then I did my driving. So when I finished the driving course, I still had that urge, the desire to go to college. So I started thinking of going to college at least. So at that moment, I'm earning 10,000. So I started saving little by little. I started saving. So in 2015, I decided to join college. That was I went to KCA. I went for a diploma in IT, and I joined KCA. And the reason why I went to KCA is because KCA was the nearest college that I would join, because I knew my salary was too little. So I needed a place that, even if you don't have the money, at least you can walk and come back home. So that's why I chose KCA. So I went to KCA. That's where I to do my diploma in IT. So after I joined KCA, so that was in early 2015. So I joined KCA, and that was the little money that I had saved, and then I called for fundraising, and the fundraising, that's a story for another day, guys. So to cut the long story short, I went to KCA. So with the money that I had raised, I managed to pay the first semester and half of the second semester. Yeah, so I paid half, a full first semester, and then half the second semester. So remember, I'm only earning 10,000. Yeah, so paying for the full semester, that means that semester I was just to go to school. So and at that moment I was staying with my brother. I was still staying with my bro. So I went for the first semester, and then the second semester, we were thrown outside. My brother and I, we were thrown outside, due to lack of rent. So we decided that my other brother, now the two of my brothers and I, we looked for a 3-bedroom house. So we cost shared. So we moved to a 3-bedroom house, my two brothers and I. So we were staying in that in that 3-bedroom. I mean, yeah. So in that 3-bedroom, that's where we were staying, and we would contribute. We were all contributing towards the rent. We were all contributing towards the rent. So we stayed there. So I went to school the first semester. So my salary that I was getting in my first semester, I was using part of it to pay for my rent contribution, and then some small stuffs, that a lady got to go to get. And then I was saving some for remember the second semester, I've only paid half. So I was saving some money for the second semester. So that's how I was surviving. You get your money, you pay the bills, and then we had some merry-go-round also at workplace where I was working. So we had a merry-go-round there, which I also used to pay. Yeah, so the first semester went like that. So the second semester, I remember I'm still staying with my brothers. So on the second semester, I paid. I saved the amount, and I saved the amount, and then I cleared the the second semester. So I cleared the fee for the second semester, and then so at that moment I cleared, and then the learning went on smoothly. I mean, I was going to work and going to school in the evening, and that was my life. So somewhere within the second semester, remember I told you we were cost sharing the rent with my two brothers. So it reached a point that one of my brothers' finance, I think, got went low. So he was unable to pay for the rent. He was unable to pay for his share of the rent. And remember, guys, I didn't know that he was at that moment, at that point, I didn't know because they didn't tell me anything. So me, I was just giving my share and life continues. So at one point, the landlady came and told us that that we have an arrear. We have a huge rent arrear. So having that huge rent arrear, he gave us a week or so, I think. The landlord was a she, so she gave us a week or so to clear the arrear, or she would lock the door. So at that moment, we didn't have money, we didn't have money. I'm only earning 10,000. This 10,000 goes for my share of the rent. Part of it goes for savings. And then I also need transport to go to school. So there was no much money to keep aside. Plus, keep in mind that I was also saving for my next. I was also trying to clear the balance. I was also trying to clear my balance, so I didn't have money. The money that I had dedicated all of it to clear that term's balance. So we didn't have money at that moment. So when the landlady told us that we only have a week to clear that balance, it was a bit tough. It was a bit hectic. It was hard for us. So what I did was I called my brothers, and then I told them that with my share of the rent, I think it would be better if I look for a house equivalent to the amount I'm contributing for the rent, and move into the house so that the two of them can get at least a cheaper house, maybe a bedsitter, because they are two men. So they can get a bedsitter, and they can cost share that bedsitter. It would be easier for them. So that is how I decided, and that is what I did actually. So that is what I did. So I moved ahead a bed, and then I took some of the one sufuria, a basin, some of the basic things that I needed. I took from them, and then I moved out. So I moved out, and at this point now, I'm staying by myself in my house, So I'm paying rent. So I need to feed myself now. This is where the things now started to turn. So I'm there. I have to pay rent. I have to pay bills. I have to feed myself, and I have to save for the third semester. I have to save for the third semester. So plus also on top of it, I need transport to go to school, because going to work wasn't a problem because I used to walk to work. It was a walking distance, so I used to walk to work. So I'm here I'm here in my house, I'm paying rent, I'm paying, I have to buy food, I have to get some money for transport. Yeah, and I have to save for the next semester. So that's how my life started to turn. So that semester, I can say I completed it successfully. So now coming to the third semester, this is where hell broke loose. My third semester. So this semester, remember the second semester I had paid with the amount that I had saved before I joined school. So I had paid half of the second semester. So now in the third semester, remember I have to pay full fee. You know, I'm earning 10,000. I have to pay full fee. I have to pay my rent. I have to transport myself to school, and I have to feed myself. Plus, also, a girl need girly things. So that's when it became tough in my third semester. So I tried to get the money, the 10,000. At that moment, my salary had, I think, increased by 500 or so. Yeah. So I think it was 10,500 that I was earning at that time in my third semester. So what I would do is I cancelled the feeding. So I would not consider any food for myself in the house. So when I get the money, what I would do is pay for the chama. Remember I told you we were paying for the merry-go-round in school in Nini. So that first semester, what I did, my first salary was I paid for so you are 10,000. So assume so it's 10,000. Leave alone the 500. So it's 10,000. So this 10,000, I was paying my rent 3,000. So I would take 3,000, pay rent. I would take 500, pay bills, and then I would take 2,000 and pay for the merry-go-round. So during that time, I got the merry-go-round money, and the merry-go-round money wasn't that much. It wasn't that much, so that's the amount I used to pay to pay half of the semester. So in this case, I am only left with, remember, I'm getting 10,000. I pay rent 3,000. I pay merry-go-round 2,000, and then I'm left with 3,000. So 3,000 I had to divide between transport and a part of the fee. Yeah. So which was a bit of a challenge because it's not even enough the fee. So I used to pay for, so what I would do is to pay the full fee, just put that 3,000 into the fee. Yeah, so I put all that 3,000 into the fee so that I would walk. And remember when I chose a college, I needed something that even if I lack money, I would walk. So in my third semester, that is what I used to do. I used to walk from home. I was staying in Lakisama by then, so I would walk from Lakisama. So I'd walk to work. Then from work, I'd walk from where I used to work to Babadogo, and then from Babadogo to Allsops, and from Allsops to Survey. So that is what I used to do. So remember that money, I'm paying all the fee. So I don't have money. I don't have money for food. I don't have money for transport. Yeah. Yeah. So I managed to pay the fee. I managed to complete the fee with the help of the merry-go-round money as well. I managed to finish the third semester fee, But now the problem was transportation. The problem was feeding, transportation, feeding, and these small stuffs that a lady need. So I couldn't get that. So what I used to do, I used to go to work and come back. So because I wasn't buying food at work, we were getting breakfast and lunch at work. So I used to depend on that fully, the breakfast and lunch that we are given at work. So that was my meal. I didn't have any meal at home. So I used to depend on that breakfast and lunch at work. So I would wake up, go to work, take my breakfast, take my lunch, and then there's this a lady colleague of mine who used to share who used to serve food twice. So she would serve food twice, one for her and one for me to carry, because she knew my situation. So she used to serve. God bless you so much, Eunice, if you happen to watch this. God bless you so much. You did you don't know what you were doing to me at that moment. I know you didn't know, but you were saving my life. Okay, you knew, actually you knew my situation, but getting someone who serves food for you every day, even if you're not there, that is thank you so much, Eunice. Yeah, so she would serve some food for me. So so I would carry the food to, sometimes I would carry that food to school. I mean, yeah, to school. And then because in most cases I used just to eat, because if you carry it to school, imagine you're carrying food, you're going to school, and then you're going to stay with that food in class and then carry it back home. Sometimes it would go bad, you know. So in most cases I used to eat it. I used to, before I go to school, I ate the food and then I go to school. So when I go to school and come back, I just go and sleep. Yeah. Yeah. So that is how my life used to be. I used to depend on the food from the school. But now, during the exams, it happened that the schools, the schools were closed. The week that the school were closed is the week that the colleges were doing exam. Yeah. So imagine we have closed the school. So now I'm not going to work. Yeah. So that is the week that I'm doing my exam, my third semester exam. So remember, no work, and I'm not going to school, so there's no food. Completely, there's no food. Because I used to depend on that breakfast and lunch that was offered at work. So at this moment, I have no food. And it's this week I have to do an exam. Yeah. So remember, I don't have money. There's no money. No money. So the school have closed. I don't have money. I don't have food in my house, you know. Going, and I have to go to school to sit for an exam. Yeah. So I'd wake up, um, study a little bit, and then by 2 p.m. I'd leave the house and start walking to school. Yeah. By 2 p.m. I'd leave the house and start walking to school. So I'd walk from home. I used to stay in Lakisama, like I said. Then I'd walk from Lakisama to Babadogo. And then from Babadogo to Allsops, and from Allsops to Survey. That was my routine. So I'd leave the house at 2, walk, get there somehow maybe 3:30, 4 there. Then rest a little bit, then sit for an exam. And then finish the exam, walk back home, walk from Survey to Allsops, from Allsops to Babadogo, and from Babadogo to Lakisama. But now in Babadogo, so during this week, I had some coins left. I had, I think it was 20 bob or something. So I had 20 bob. So this 20 bob, when I get to Babadogo, I used to buy roasted maize, the 5 shillings, the roasted maize, the one that like this. So I used to buy the roasted maize, the one for 5 shillings, and then I eat that roasted maize while going home from Babadogo to home. So I'd eat that maize along the way. When I get home, I drink water and go to bed, you know. So that is how I used to do for the entire of that week, because I had 20 bob. So that 20 bob, I bought maize the first day on Tuesday. I bought maize on Monday, roasted maize. I bought maize on Tuesday. So that is my meal. That is my meal. I have no food. And at that moment, when you're very broke, you try to call your family, and they're even broke than you are, you know. They're even broke than you are. So my brothers were even broke, so I couldn't ask for money, you know, so they were broke. Yeah. So I used that 20. So I use so that is the what I used to eat, that roasted maize. That is what I used to eat. So I would buy maize while coming home, and when I get home I drink water. So that used to be my life. So I did that the first day, the second day, the third day. Now remember, it was only 20 bob. So the fourth day I didn't have money. Yeah, the fourth day I didn't have money. The fifth day I didn't have money. That was on Friday. So on Friday I didn't have money. So I went to school, as I woke up as usual, studied a little bit, and then at 2 start walking to school. So I went to school, did my exam, and after the exam again started walking back home. So this time around I didn't buy maize, so I just went home. So when I got home I was tired, because I think my body had started giving up, you know. So I was so tired, plus I think I was weak, you know. I was weak because I was getting home by 10, 10 p.m. You can't go to someone's place at that time, you know, so you just go home straight and go to bed. So at that time I'm tired, I'm weak. So what I did when I got home that day, I just went to bed straight. I didn't even change. I just went to bed straight. Yeah. And then I fell asleep, I fell asleep. So somewhere at 2 a.m., I woke up with an excruciating pain, I woke up with a pain in my stomach. It's a pain that it's unexplainable pain. I don't know how to explain. It was like as if there are some sharp knives in your stomach that you don't even want to you don't even want to you don't want to shake your body. You just want to stay calm. So I woke up with the pain and I'm sweating. I'm sweating at that moment. I don't know what to do. So remember, that pain is it's so strong that I can't even, that breathing itself brings even more pain. So the moment I try to breathe in, I'd feel like the pain so I would just try to grasp a little bit of breath, just grasping a little bit of breath that can keep you going. So I was like, you don't want to breathe that strong, because when you breathe you feel the pain in your tummy and you're sweating and you don't have strength. So I am on my bed, I am sweating, I am tired, I am weak, and the pain I'm feeling is out of this world. So I'm just staying there thinking, what next? What next? I don't even have credit. I can't call anybody. I don't have airtime. I can't call anybody. So I'm just there on bed. I'm just trying to breathe, just the little breath that I can get, just that can keep me going. So I stayed there for a while, and then I had a thought of warming water, to drink warm water. So I crawled out of my bed, and I crawled out of my bed. I went on my knee, and then I crawled to the kitchen. So in the kitchen, I decided to warm water. Remember, I have not been eating in that house, so my stove has no kerosene. It's dry, totally dry, so I don't even have kerosene. And then I feel like I should warm that water, because something told me that if I drink water, maybe it will help me a little bit. So I decided that I have to warm this water. So what I did is I pulled the kitambi. When you don't have kerosene, the kitambi burns. So I pulled the kitambi, and then I lit, and then I warmed the water. So when you don't have kerosene, the kitambi burns and it goes off. So I pulled it for the first time. I placed my water to warm, and then it just burned and went off. The water was nowhere even near lukewarm, So I had to put the water down again and pull the kitambis again and then lit it. So I did that for the second time, and then I warmed the water. So this time, so it's burned and then it went off. But this time it was somehow past lukewarm, So I poured the water in the in the cup, and then I drank that water. So after drinking the water, I'm there now. Remember, remember all this time I'm sleeping on my belly. I'm sleeping literally flat on the floor, and I'm sleeping on my tummy. So I after drinking that water, the I felt it didn't even help. It didn't even help. I feel like the pain is still going on. The breathing is still hard. So at that moment, I knew if this water has not helped me, then there's no way I'm getting out of this pain alive, So I just rested my head on my hands like this, and I stayed there. So at that moment, I knew I'm going to die. At that moment, I knew there is nothing left of me, but to die. And when you feel like you can't get out of something, I got to a point my mind made peace with the death, because I knew I'm dying. I knew at that moment I'm dying, and there's nothing that can help me at that point. I can't call anybody. I can't go to hospital. I can't do anything. So I knew I'm just dying. So I even made peace with God. I made peace with the death. And I was like, it's fine. So at that moment, I felt like I'm feeling like I'm sleepy. I felt like there's a deep sleep, like I'm going to sleep, like I'm sleepy. So this sleep, I know this might not be a kawaida sleep. Maybe this is how I'm dying. So I had made peace with the death, and I just told God that at least if I die, I have tried my best. I have tried to educate myself. I have tried to go beyond what my parents gave me. So at this moment, even if I die, I have tried. Even my parents knows that I have not disappointed them. So I have tried. So I just told God that, what, even if I die, at least let somebody find my body earlier. That was my prayer. At least because I was staying alone, and when you're staying alone, people don't visit you often, because in most cases I wasn't even at home. I would go to work, go to school, so people would not visit me because maybe they wouldn't find me there. So it was very hard for people to come visit you. So one thing I told God, that even if I die, please just let somebody come and find my body earlier, earlier. So that is how I made peace with death. And then I was like, I accepted that if I'm dying, then let it be peacefully. And then I fell asleep. So me falling into sleep, I knew this is not a kawaida sleep. I knew maybe I'm not going to wake up tomorrow. So but because my body had given up, and then I feel sleepy, I decided just to sleep. So I rested my head in my hands, and then in my arms, and then I fell asleep. I woke up it was around 8-9. I'm not sure what time I fell asleep exactly, but I woke up at 9, and somebody knocked at my door. And that is what woke me up. Somebody knocked at my door. And this was my friend. So when I had the knock, so that knock woke me up. So when I woke up, I looked at my room and I realized I'm still alive. I'm still alive in my room. The pain is gone. I'm not feeling the pain. What I'm feeling is I'm tired, I'm weak. Yeah. So when I woke up and then somebody knocked, I didn't even know how to open that door. So and then it was my friend. So she came in, and that's when I realized that I had not even locked the door. So she came in, and then she found me sleeping on the floor, and she was like, "Uko sawa? Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. I'm only weak. I'm only weak because I had a long day yesterday. I've been doing my exams this week, so I'm feeling tired." Yeah, so when she came in, we just chatted a little. And then, I'm that kind of person who doesn't like sharing much of what I go through. But I remember I told her a little part of it. But then we talked for a while, and then she left because she was to go see her uncle and then go to church later on. So she left. So when she left, that's the time I decided to leave. So that's the time I went to my brother's house. So I went to my other brother's house to see if there's something that maybe I can cook. Because I just went because I was so hungry. I was so tired. So I went to my bro's house. Luckily, I found some eggs and maize flour, which was very abnormal. For a bachelor, it's very hard to find food in their house. But that day, I found egg. I found eggs, and there was maize flour. So I cooked ugali, and I fried some egg, and then I ate, and I did the cleaning. I cleaned the dishes, and I cleaned the house, and then I went back home. You know, so at this all this time, I'm thinking I didn't die. I thought I'd die, but I didn't die. You know, and that's the moment I realized that if your time has not have not has if your time have not come, you can't die. You only die when your time is right. But and then one thing that I that God answered me, because I remember at night before I fell asleep, I told God that even if I die, please let someone find my body earlier. That was my prayer. And remember, this friend of mine that came, she was not. I mean, it's not like people were visiting me at that moment. No, it was hard to be visited. I mean, we were not that kind of I don't know, but I used to be busy, so it was hard for people. So it was I think it was very hard for people to come thinking that they wouldn't find me. So there were nobody who was visiting me at the time. So even me telling God that if I die, please let my body found, I was just making a prayer because I knew God is the only person who can make a miracle out of nowhere. So I was just making a prayer. And for that friend of mine coming, it was a miracle in itself. I felt like God was answering my prayers, and he wanted me to see. He wanted me to see it. He wanted me to know that he still cares, no matter who you are. Yeah, and that is one thing that I learned, that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, God still cares. God still cares. And yeah, that is how I ended up not dying. And here I am, still alive and happy. And I just thank God. I just thank God. I thank God. And one thing I'd like one message that I would like to pass out there is that if you have a friend that is maybe staying by themselves, who is maybe single, and they're staying by themselves, please just visit them. Just visit them. You never know. Just visit them. Don't assume that they are okay. Yeah, just visit them. Just go see them. Don't assume they're okay. Just go see them, and you never know. Guys, you never know. Yeah, so that is my story. That is how I ended up not dying. I almost died, but I did not die. And I thank God for the gift of life. So if you're going through a moment and maybe you feel like this is the dead end, just know that God still has plan. God has plan for you. God has plan for your life. Yeah, and God is the author and finisher of our life. So yeah, He is the final say. So yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you like this video, kindly subscribe and share with others. Maybe there's someone out there that you know might need such kind of a story. Just share, let them know that there is hope, so just share and let people get encouraged by different stories from different people, because nobody is perfect. People go through a lot, but through the grace of God we come through it alive. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. And yeah, stay tuned for the next story. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. Yeah.